Anyway, bird of the day. Welcome, everybody. We're going to talk about a bird today. Kind of a spooky bird. Very scary, especially if you're a small mammal. What kind of bird are we talking about today? We are talking about the Tyrant hawk eagle. Oh, wow. Look at that guy. That's a bird you don't want to mess around with. Yeah, that's a badass bird. That's a real badass bird. That's a scary bird. Look at him. Look at his fierce eyes. Look at that. Oh. Let me tell you a little bit about this bird. Well, actually, not that big as far as eagles go. Okay, it's a hawk eagle. So I'm like, is this thing an eagle or a hawk? And all the information I was able to say is like, oh, they're both. Because they're in the Cypriforms category. And yeah, so the answer is eagles and hawks are pretty much kind of the same thing. They're both in the order of Accipitriforms and the family Accipitridae. So it's just like there's really not a whole lot of difference between hawks and eagles. It's just kind of more of a classification, really more of a genus type thing. And this one's kind of in between. But man, look at that badass on the right. Look at that cool hairstyle. Yeah, he's got tood and he knows it. He's cool. So yeah, 20 inches long with a 50-inch wingspan. So that's gonna put them, considerably smaller than like your red-tailed hawks and your bald eagles. But yeah, it's still a pretty big bird. Still a pretty big bird. I mean, 20 inches. This is a big bird. It ain't small. I mean, 2 to 2.9 pounds. I mean, as far as bird goes, yeah, birds are light. You don't weigh too much. I wasn't able to find exact measurements on their lifespan, but one website said that they're estimated to be about a 20-year lifespan. I mean, that's typical for birds of the similar size. That's about how long lived other species that are very similar to them are gonna be. So yeah, that's a pretty good lifespan. Not too bad. Not too bad. And as you can see, they like living in South and Central America. And if there's one thing that you know about the areas that you're seeing there, is that the areas that are highlighted in green where they live, very heavily forested areas. They got very, thick, nice rainforest areas. In the Yucatan there's a lot of thick forests around there. A lot of the Amazon. And then there's a lot of jungles in there through Panama. So, yeah. A lot of these guys in Panama. You see some cool birds in Panama. So they got a couple other names. I think they're most commonly known as the Black Hawk Eagle, but come on. Tyrant Hawk Eagle? We're going with that as the name today. But in Brazilian, they're also known as the Monkey Catching Hawk. Yeah, he's a monkey catching hawk. Gee, I wonder why they call him that. Well, going down to the third one, it turns out because they've got a very wide variety of prey, but one of the favorite snacks of these guys is monkeys. They like to eat the monkeys. If you're a monkey, you better look out. But if you're a rodent, you better look out. If you're a lizard, you better look out. They've also been seen eating other birds. They've been known to snack on a parrot. They've been known to snack on a toucan. Basically, it's like, hey, are you made out of meat? And are you of sufficient size that I might find you tasty? Yeah, these guys are going to come after you. They don't mess around and they ain't picky. They are very, very good hunters. And, yeah, they're gonna get you. Now, one cool, interesting thing about these guys is that, owls are well known for having their facial disc. What the facial disc is, it's a way that feathers are arranged on their face, which guides sound vibrations into their ears, and makes it so that their face is basically like a radar dish for sound. And though theirs is not quite as pronounced as the owls, they still have the similar thing, and so their hearing is excellent, because they like being a lot in the thick jungle and stuff, and a lot of thick jungle, you're underneath those canopies, it's gonna be kind of dark. Even during daytime, it's not as bright as your big field, so you're not gonna be like the hawk sitting up on a telephone pole getting mice on the side of the road. No, these guys gonna be under tree canopy where it's a little bit darker, so they have excellent hearing. I mean, come on, they're an eagle owl. They got great eyes and great ears. But these guys, the sensory overload. They're gonna hear you and they're gonna see you and then they're gonna get you. So yeah, that's I think it's a pretty cool adaptation. One that's got both excellent eyesight and hearing, and use it quite well, quite well. So you know, they do soar. You know, they got the big wingspan. They're able to catch a gust, and so they can soar over areas, searching for prey. They don't do too much migrating, but they can cover quite a long distance. It's not so much migration; it's just kind of moving about, doing their thing. It's not like a yearly trend thing. So, I mean, a single one of these guys can travel thousands and thousands of miles in a lifetime, but it's not so much a migration thing. It's just, hey, I don't really have a set territory, and I'm just going to kind of go where the food is. And that's not migration. That's just going where the food is. I mean, sometimes you go out, get Taco Bell, and that's not migrating. But yeah. Now these guys, they do not mate for life, but they do mate for a season. And so they're kind of solitary birds, but when they're raising the babies, both parents are gonna incubate and raise, but they only do one egg at a time. Only one little baby egg. But since they live for 20 years and they're doing about an egg a year, you know, they can each breeding couple can produce about a dozen babies a year. So their population's actually been pretty stable. They're considered least concern because there's been no noticeable decline in population, although in the Amazon, habitat loss is always an issue. But anyway, we got a cool video of them. I'm gonna pop that up. Why do I still have that there? All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that hair. That is just some beautiful hair. All right. Yeah. Like, don't. I'm sorry. This is the best video I could find. But as you can see, they like to perch way up top in trees. They're just kind of looking around, inspecting her areas, doing a little head bob, listening to the sound of the shutter of a camera. Yeah, he's kind of doing that. So yeah, the eagle owls, they seem to be doing pretty good. Now, the interesting thing is that they don't have a lot of cultural significance. There's so many other birds that are culturally so much more important to others in the region. Oh yes, thanks for showing the map there. Yeah, there we go. This is part of the video I wanted to get to. This is their call. Yes, subscribe. Yes, everybody please subscribe to me. Ow! But yep, they sit up high in trees. They call the mates, but they don't use... As you can see, the squeak is very high pitched. Kind of like, eep, eep. Yeah, it's like, it's an interesting call. It's, no, it doesn't sound like that. That's a crow call. That's a crow call. Honk. But yeah, they're pretty great. I really like these guys a lot. They're, pretty neat birds. You know, really can't say much to fault them. Alright, we're gonna close this video now. So yeah, what are my thoughts? Jesus Christ, that's my thoughts. Oh my god. So, I mean, come on, what can you say about a hawk? Sweet black hawk, the Tyrant hawk, but yeah, it's they're not so many of the other countries they chose parrots or the Andean condors represented. So there's not really regions that have picked this hawk to be a representation of their nation state or sports teams, but you know what? I think maybe they're a little underappreciated in their areas. They're beautiful birds, and you're pretty badass looking, and I mean, just excellent hunters, just like all hawks and eagles. So my thoughts are, I mean, I like hawks and eagles. They're pretty neat. I'd say these are one of the more neat ones. I mean, I wouldn't say they're as cool as, your harpy eagles. Those are like my favorite. Or there's like a Philippine eagle that we did last year. It's pretty scary looking, but he's up there. I mean, I'll put these guys above red tails. I'll put them above bald eagles. That's for damn sure. Those trash birds. So yeah, I like them. Yeah, pretty good bird. Pretty good bird. So yeah, check him out because he's a pretty cool kind of, one of these spookier raptors out there that's not a vulture. And we do love our vultures. But yeah, so there we go. The black hawk eagle, or the tyrant hawk eagle, or the monkey eater. Pretty good. Hey, maybe the monkey eater. Maybe you could hang out with budgie eater. Yeah, it might work. Anyway, we're gonna call this bird of the day done. All right.